Folks, welcome to Retro Reload. I am your host, Ash V, and in the spirit of Halloween and with the announcement of the Nintendo Switch, we've decided to switch places. With me, I have...
I'm the red-bearded gamer. Hi.
Howdy, I'm T. Pugmire.
Hi, I'm Lizzie Hedgehog.
So we had some interesting news just last Thursday with the Nintendo Switch. You guys want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, it's a long-awaited dream come true. Yeah, everyone's so happy.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that, Red? Tell us more.
Well, I've been away from home. I've been over here in Virginia, so I haven't had time actually to do study on Switch. The main thing that caught my eye actually was it's portable and you can take it with you anywhere you go. It looks exactly like the picture everybody was laughing at years ago, not years ago, but long ago. Everybody was making fun of the way it looked, which is exactly what it basically is. I saw the trailer, but I'm not 100% sure I would personally buy it. I don't know, because it sounds like it's going to be pretty expensive. It's probably going to be like, what, $300 when it gets to the store, $300, $400. But I do like the fact that you can play it at home, then you can put it together and go across the street to your friend's house. But I have questions. I wonder, does your friend have to have the same game on as you? What's the battery life? Just common questions like that. Because if you go to a friend's house, do they have to have the Switch too? Do they have to have the exact same game? Just common questions like that. Caught my, and I don't know. It's hard for me because I've been away, and I'm here in Virginia, so I haven't been in front of my computer much to find out what's going on. So I'm kind of like, I don't know what's going on. But the only thing that caught my eye was this cute thing. Somebody made a plushy puppy version of the Nintendo Switch. And I have also seen people already put Dreamcast stickers on this, thinking it's going to be the Dreamcast 2. That's what I've seen. And that's all I can say right now, because I don't know what's going on with Nintendo Switch, because I've been, here and there. Someone else know anything?
What is the most anticipated announcement that hasn't been made about the Switch that you want to hear?
Me?
Red?
Well, for me, it's pretty obvious. It's going to be him. I really wanted to hear something, maybe a little tease, about the Project 2017, but nothing. Nintendo's only talking about Breath of the Wind, and a couple of other games which I didn't really pay attention to, only because I'm more interested in the Legend of Zelda game. It does look really good. The little tidbit that they showed, that looked really good. So I'm looking forward to that. I am curious though, are they going to like for example, if you have games on the eShop from Wii and Wii U, are those going to be transferred over to Switch? Like, can you play them at all, or it's like, no, game over. You can't play them. You got to start over. That's a question I do have.
I was really curious about that too, because I've got a lot of Sonic games on my DS that I really enjoy playing, and I hope that those Sonic games will be available. I know Jeremy, you're mostly interested in Ace Combat, but I really want to see some of the old, Sonic games, especially like the Sonic 3Ds that they came out with and things like that. I want to see some of those from the Virtual Console brought to this portable system. So hopefully, because we do know that it's not backward compatible with any of the physical media from the previous generations.
Shit.
And so what this means is that the library that's available on this, the physical library, because it does take little cartridges from what they showed, but the physical library is going to have to stand on its own. So I imagine that they have to be supplementing it with Virtual Console or downloadable titles. Now the question will be, if the downloadable titles just include like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, hopefully Sega, and things like that. But you know, I think those are kind of no-brainers and will probably be there. But I'm hoping that we see some other stuff there too, like you know, I'm hoping that we see Wii U, and maybe some additional attachments that allow us to leverage those old systems, those other systems that aren't quite so old.
Yeah. Well, other questions I wonder is like, what's the battery life? Because I know it's portable, you can take it with you. So is there going to be a little charging port on there? Is there going to have a headphone jack? Because we all learned from the iPhone 7, you take that away, no one's going to buy that shit, man. It's the little things that can destroy it, and people don't think about that.
So, T. Pugmire, what are your thoughts? You with us, T. Pug?
The real one or the fake one?
You.
There's only one T. Pugmire.
Well, my biggest concern, obviously I'm a kid, it is the price. How much am I going to be shelling out for this system?
I think that's a valid concern.
Are they going to match what PS4 and Xbox are going for? What, 300 right now?
Yeah.
You know, you're going to have to boost the price.
Are you going to be able to use your CDI controller?
That's the most important question. Can I use my CDI controller?
Absolutely. I think that these are important questions. Dash V, you've been uncharacteristically quiet.
I know. Yeah, so my main things, again, are price. You know, how much is it going to cost? The media, I mean, is it going to be flash memory? Is it going to be, you know, what's it actually going to be? Because flash memory for video games doesn't really work all that well, because it does degrade over time. So that is a concern of mine. Durability, you know, I mean, the little piece that the side controllers that slip onto the ends of the tablet, I mean, it can't be a whole lot holding that together. So how durable is it going to be? If you drop it, is it going to explode all over the place? You know?
Yeah. What I'm curious about is, if along those lines, if I'm playing Super Smash Brothers, or if I'm really into Sonic the Hedgehog, right? Am I going to be able to, like, you know, play and then the controller comes off while I'm playing, and then maybe I drop the screen? Like, I'm with you. I'm kind of curious about the durability. You know, not so much once I've set it down and everything, but while I'm actually, you know, actively using it. Could I play Super Smash Brothers in some incarnation on this thing without destroying it in the process? Now, they do show that it does have a classic controller. I guess it's more like a traditional controller, so it's easier to hold. I don't know if it's like the Sega Boomerang. I really hope that it is, because I love that controller. But, you know, if it's... I'm not really sure what their plans are there. I don't know if the Wii controllers will be supported, you know, that kind of thing.
And that's something that I've kind of brought up in the past, is that what we talked about in E3, when they had, who was it? Ubisoft had announced their games, and they said that the Just Dance 2017 was going to be on the Switch, or the NX, they called it at the time. To me, Just Dance is a motion control game. So there has to be some kind of motion control component, whether that's these little side controllers, or you can use the Wii remote. Who knows? But there's going to have to be some sort of motion control component. The other thing I noticed is, in this video, there was no sensor bar that I could see.
Yeah.
So that, to me, that sort of rules out the Wii remotes, unless it's like some additional thing built in somehow. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily. It did look like from some of the pictures that there were some ports there that maybe could be used for power or for auxiliary stuff. It looked like there's at least 1 or 2 proprietary ports on there. So it would not surprise me if a sensor bar was available as an additional add-on. And what was suspicious to me was that if you look at the controllers that latch onto the sides, each one of them can serve as a separate controller. So if you take it somewhere and you detach the controllers and flip them sideways like the Wii remotes, you've actually got some, I don't know if it looked like there are at least 4, but possibly 6 button controllers.
I think there are triggers on the top.
Yeah, so suspiciously like the Wii remotes. So They still have some other stuff to announce. I guess what was disappointing to me was that most of the stuff that they announced was stuff that we'd already heard and already knew through rumors. So this was really just kind of Nintendo saying, hey, guess what? The rumors were true, and, you know, listen in for more. Now, I understand some of that's got to be strategic. You know, we got holidays coming up, and they really have nothing for the holidays. And they're going up against... Yeah, they're going up against Sony and Microsoft, you know, who have brand new consoles. But I think what's going to be interesting is to see, you know, what they have yet to announce. I wouldn't be surprised to hear that maybe those two side controllers maybe have built-in accelerometers. All the console has to do is support Bluetooth in order for your existing hardware to work from the Wii and the Wii U generation. So, I mean, it could just be, you know, pair them and you're off to go. I think some other open questions that are totally legitimate, though, is the screen. Is the screen a touch screen? Or have they totally abandoned that concept? I think whether or not it's a touch screen, you know, might actually open the path for there to at least be digital and virtual console style compatibility with Wii U games. So it seems to me like it would make sense for them to go the touchscreen route, especially since the screen is already so large. Probably adding touch doesn't add too much to the overall cost, given that the technology's come a lot farther ahead since previous touchscreen, you know, approaches. So there's a lot of stuff there. I'm still not really. I'm on the fence. Like, I want to cross over, but you know, I'm not quite there yet. I still have some work to do in that regard. So,
yeah, the video didn't excite me at all. Like, well, we can get it, but
yeah,
you're not exciting me for this.
I had to watch it a couple times to get through the whole thing because you're right. It just didn't. I mean, you're showing me somebody playing a game, and in some cases it's like old games, right? Like Skyrim is not a new game. So, I mean, it's cool that you finally have a console that'll run it, but I'm kind of over Skyrim at this point.
There is a new, I've heard anyway, I don't know much about it, but I've heard that there is like a new, like a remaster or something coming out on other consoles.
Yeah, there's
so
a
I mean,
remaster coming out.
Maybe that's what they're kind of hinting at. But the thing is that I read this somewhere. I think it was Eurogamer. They contacted the company about it, and they replied and said, like, I can't read it because I have my glasses on, but something of
Gosh, I didn't know you wore glasses.
I know. Something to the effect of the video that was shown with all the different games was just sort of like a placeholder. So don't get too focused on the games that were shown, because they weren't actually running on the console for the video. It was added in post.
Yeah,
wow, really?
They said Skyrim is not an official title yet.
Yeah, everybody's like the studio. Who the hell is it? Can't remember who it is. Anyway, they came out and said, we're not planning on doing Skyrim for this, so who knows?
Yeah.
So I think everybody getting all bent out of shape about, you know, the new Mario Kart game or the new, you know, whatever. Those are probably being worked on, but they weren't actually running. As far as I understand, they weren't actually running on the console for the video.
Now I'm even less enthused than I was before. I mean, not that I was excited about a Skyrim, but you know, the whole concept that maybe third-party games aren't that far off from being completed for the console. Because again, back to the whole, other than a digital library that's hopefully compatible physically, this thing's going to have to stand on its own. You're not going to be able to necessarily bring your physical media library to the table when you get this. So, like Lizzie was saying. Or I guess that was me, but like Red Bearded Gamer was saying, and like Dash V was saying, and Pugmire there.
This is so confusing.
Depending on, I know, it's kind of like a mind bender, you know. But the main problem is going to be the price, I think. Depending on what it costs to sink that much money in and literally have 0 titles, I think they're going to have a very challenging launch, especially since they're not going to be the most powerful console.
Well, they've also come out with, I've seen it posted several places. There's a picture it was copied from somewhere that was of all the different
companies,
all the different studios and developers that were making games that had been contracted to make games for this thing. And there's a ton of them. I mean, everybody's on board, which
Capcom,
is
Sega,
promising. Yeah, which is it's pretty promising. But then you think, well, all right, if they don't even have Skyrim, which they sort of showed,
Yeah.
who do you believe? You know.
I'm kind of concerned in general about how Nintendo has communicated this. They're launching during a normally very blah time. They skipped an excellent window to really talk substantially about the system at E3. They don't really have anything going into Christmas other than the NES Mini, which is neat. I like the NES Mini and the Famicom Mini, but those are flash in the pan type things. That's not going to sustain Nintendo over the long haul, and they need this console to be, you know, a force. They need this to be something that sticks in order for them to ride it out to the next console generation. So what I'm concerned about is the Wii U initially had strong third-party support based on what folks thought the success of it would be because of the huge success that was the Nintendo Wii. But I'm just worried that the developer support is going to be a wait and see, right? A whole bunch of people signed on. They want to see what Nintendo does with it, and if it looks like it's another Wii U, they might bail just as quickly as they, you know, added their logos to the initial PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah, and like they don't really have really many any games because I mean for me, whenever I buy a new console, one thing that, you know, a few things I look at is like, okay, the nice packaging, you know, if it grabbed your attention, you grabbed your attention. But what comes with it? I mean, is it going to come complete, or am I going to have to spend another $30-50 buying extra pieces for the Switch? It's like, nah, you know, I'll buy Switch and I'll buy whatever Project 2017 Sonic is.
Yeah.
But I mean, am I going to be forced to have to buy additional things? Like what do I do with everything I already have with Wii and Wii U? I mean, I'm going to assume that the bounce board is history. I'm going to assume no more. But I mean the little controller things. I mean, are they going to have silicone covers for them, or will that disturb the when you put them back on? You know, just little things like that. I mean, it looks so tiny, and I have small hands and everything, but that looks
too small.
Yeah, I'm like, well,
Yeah, the interesting thing though is that if you look at the size of the Wii U controller, because I've heard that they're estimating that the screen size is going to be roughly the same as the Wii U controller, from what I understand. So if you take that Wii U gamepad, you flip it on the side, and you kind of try to hold it. It's actually, assuming it's the same size, it's actually not that bad, scale-wise.
So it's like this, yeah.
Well,
Whatever this is, right?
To me, it looked really small. Like
it does. It looks small.
If I dropped it, I'll probably lose it somewhere. I have to go find it.
Yeah. To me, it's almost sort of like Voltron. You know, there's all these different pieces that you have to snap on, and it creates this giant robot thing. You know.
I do see that happening with children. I do see children, you know, snapping one of the pieces off, playing a 2-player game. I see you going to want to play Smash or, you know, Breath of the Wild, and, you know, where did they go?
Yeah, I don't.
The other half of the controller. What the heck?
Well,
I don't want to play with Tyler over there. He might go. Yeah. There you go.
Well, the other thing
I know T. Pugmire can rage quit like nobody's business. He gets tossing those CDI controllers, from what I hear.
I mean, like, if you're talking about like kids playing this, and that was one of the other things I wanted to bring up, is like, who is this thing going to be marketed towards? Because in the past, Nintendo has historically been more for kids versus the competition. They've been more adult oriented than Nintendo's always been, for the most part, more kid oriented. In this video, which I mean wasn't a great example of what it's supposed to do or anything like that, but it just portrayed all these 20-something beautiful people in their hipster rooftop paradise. You know?
Yeah.
I'm like I don't know anybody like that. I don't hang out on my roof, you know.
And where was the LGBT representation in all of that? Is what I want to know.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I mean, is it designed for me? Because I mean, I'm a female casual gamer in my 30s, and I mean, a lot of people bitch and moan because I still play video games. So, is it for me, or is it only for those little 20-year-old hipsters who are rich? Who's it
exactly.
designed for?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's I don't know. It kind of makes me wonder, like, who is this being marketed for? If it's marketed towards the older crowd, we'll probably get maybe a little more mature games.
That's what I'm hoping for.
You know, if it's aimed more towards kids, maybe we'll still see Mario. We'll see. I mean, we're sure to see Mario either way. But I mean, we might get a little more of the younger. Who knows?
Yeah,
We might get both.
I guess the thing with me, though, right, is if we look at some of these older systems that were designed for kids, right, the older systems were kind of built like a tank, right? I mean, you could drop it, you could slide it across the pavement, you really would have to try hard to break these. It's possible. They're not indestructible, but they look a lot more solid than something where if you look at it, the entire face of it is the screen. That's not going to survive a single drop on a hardwood floor, much less a marble floor, concrete pavement.
Yeah.
So I would have to guess either that's really poor design and thinking on behalf of the designers, or they got to be trying to target, a more, late teens and older audience.
Yeah,
That's going to be more careful with it.
Yeah, but I mean, the company does have, like you said, going back historically, they do build things well, and I don't think this is going to be much of an exception. I think they're going to over-engineer the hell out of it to make it tough, but how? Based on what we've seen, how is that possible?
No, I absolutely agree, because I see it falling once and the controller breaking off in some weird way that it no longer reattaches. I see the screen landing face down and shattering. These are some of the scenarios. I see the screen getting scratched as people put it down into the holder and take it out of the holder because there's dirt on the screen or something. I see there being problems with the connection, with the connectors on the screen getting dirty and not making good contact when they go to plug it in. So I hope that all those problems don't in fact exist. But then again, Nintendo also didn't anticipate that people would be throwing their controllers into the screen when the Wii initially came out either, and that happened quite a bit. So, and I don't think any of us could have anticipated that people were going to get so into the game that they'd be launching controllers into the screen with enough velocity to actually damage their screens.
Yeah. I mean,
and so there just seems to be like so many ways that you could destroy that console without even trying.
What they need to do is hire a regular gamer, give him an appearing game, and wait till you try to destroy the controller and see how it goes.
Yeah, hire us older fans.
Because we know he destroys controllers.
Yeah.
So we've talked a bit about the NX, our impressions, good, bad, and indifferent. But let's be honest with each other for a second. Show of hands, who's gonna buy the NX no matter what?
I'll buy it for him.
So all four of us have basically said that we're gonna go ahead and buy it. Some of us want to see Ace Combat. Some of us want to see Sonic the Hedgehog.
I want to see Zelda the most right now.
I really want to see Breath of the Wild. I'm very, very excited to see Breath of the Wild. Link just looks better every release.
He is prettier every time.
He is very pretty. I can only aspire to be as pretty as him.
By the way, guys, fans, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, hashtag RRP, FTW. What do you think of the NX or the Switch? What do you guys think of the name, actually? What do you guys think of the name? I didn't care for it.
Yeah. What do you think, Dashby?
So the Wii came out, and I think everybody was sort of like, the Wii? All right, whatever. And it got some flack, But after a while, it caught on. The Wii U came out, and everybody was like, that's stupid, The Switch.
So was Xbox One.
So,
Pepsi
yeah.
One.
Well, so the Switch actually makes sense to me, because it's not some arbitrary magical word they made up. It's a real English word that means something, and it means you can take it, you can play it at home, you switch to mobile mode, you take it wherever you want to go. So to me, it's good because it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
For that simple reason, just it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What are your thoughts, T. Pugmire?
Like I said, I didn't really care for the name. I mean, I understand it makes sense, but it's like Switch hasn't impressed me. But then again, I'm a PlayStation 4 fan, and that's PlayStation 4. And be picky.
All right. What about you, Red?
Well, my thing is okay. So switch it on, switch it off, like a light. Is that what you're referring to? Because I mean, I
It's
understand.
probably what people will do with it, depending on how the game library holds up.
Yeah, because I mean, I see the big screen and I see the thing slide on, slide off, like switch, switch, switch. Is this what you mean? Because that's what it looks like. But I mean, there aren't that many games. I mean, Zelda, yes, Sonic, yes, but everything else is like it's still like they haven't grabbed my entire attention to say I'm gonna go buy this. I'm super excited. I'm gonna go buy it. No,
Well,
no.
well, in all fairness, they're still 5 months away.
Yeah,
from even
and,
having it on the
and
shelves.
well,
So-
you know, it's kind of like a kid in a candy store. You really have to grab the people's attention. And,
Well, yeah, but they don't want to reveal. And that was the thing. This video wasn't even really like a
it was a
reveal.
tease.
Yeah, it was just sort of like, look, this is what it might look like, and this is the name. And
This is
that's
what it might look like.
That's what it might do.
And that's it. I mean, they didn't. There was not even any there wasn't any audio. Like nobody talking. It was just sort of like there was no explanation of anything.
It seems like now that we've talked about it a bit more, it seems like Nintendo's stab at viral marketing, because now you've got people talking about it, wondering what it is.
Oh yeah, and it worked. Everybody's talking about it.
Yeah, everybody's talking about it. So it'll
Good
be
and bad.
personally about the name. I was fine with the name. I think that it probably signifies more for Nintendo as a company than simply that the console can go from regular console in the living room to portable mode. I think it marks a switch in the mentality of Nintendo in terms of trying to take gaming mobile in a real way. I mean, taking and putting games on mobile is different than taking your couch gaming experience with you. And I think the Switch is probably Nintendo's way of saying, look, we believe that you can have your cake and eat it too, and that you can have a full-fledged console gaming experience with you on the go. And furthermore, we think that we want people to make no bones about it. This is not an upgrade for the Wii. This is not an attachment for the Wii. This is not in any way an extension of the Wii lineup. This is something totally new. We're switching our focus as a company to this particular platform and this future of our games. So it probably signifies a switch in more than just the console, functionality.
That's true. I hadn't really thought
Well,
of that. You're right.
well, okay. Well, I wonder. I mean, okay, you can play it on the TV. You can do it portable. So, are we gonna say goodbye to the 2DS and 3DS?
Yeah, I was about to say that same thing.
I think eventually, yes, because I mean, if you look historically, and they've always done that. I know nobody wants to hear it, but I mean, they've always sort of phased out the previous thing. They'll keep it going for a little bit, but I mean, eventually, I think within a year, maybe two, they will just drop it completely.
Yeah, and that's Nintendo's way of saying, suck it up. If you want this, you're gonna have to go buy this. Go tell mommy and daddy, because guess what? No more. They're not gonna make any more games for 3DS or 2DS.
Well,
that's gonna take off a lot of people though, because they're gonna be like.
I think you'll still see games. I don't think you'll see any first-party games though, because you look at like when the Wii U came out. I mean, the last Wii release that I can think of that Nintendo actually had a hand in was Skyward Sword. And I mean, it was a long time before the Wii U even came out. I mean, there was like a year, I think, of just no Nintendo games. I mean, because they were not doing the Wii anymore. Now they're going to do this.
Yeah.
So I think, companies do come out like the Just Dance 2016. It's on the Wii, the original Wii. They're still making games for the original Wii, but it's not them. It's other companies are going to make.
Yeah,
games.
but I mean, to be honest, I mean, what games are gonna sell mostly? I mean, what are people gonna buy? What are little kids gonna ask for? Mario. They're gonna ask for Legend of Zelda. They're gonna ask for Sonic. They're gonna ask for Pokemon. They're gonna ask. They're always gonna ask for the most popular. So all these third-party stuff, they're gonna be like, "Mommy, I want Mario. I don't want
I know.
that."
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. I mean, I remember as a kid when the Super Nintendo came out, and there was a lot of upset parents and people who were saying, well, we have this old system, we spent a ton of money on it. You're still going to make games for this because it's a pretty big investment back in the 80s. And of course, Nintendo was like, yes, we'll make games for it. And they did for a little bit, but then their focus shifted completely to the Super Nintendo. And I mean, yeah, people were upset, but I mean, they got over it and now nobody even thinks twice. So I mean, like, why would you expect, like when the GameCube came out, why would you expect them to make the N64 game still? They have the GameCube. Yeah. It's just, it's natural progression. I mean, they're not going to support the really, really old stuff still. I mean, why would they? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make business sense. It doesn't make any kind of sense.
Excellent insights.
It would be nice.
Excellent insights as always, Nashvi. I think that, and something that I do think is kind of new, though, and unprecedented, is the potential that they could be phasing out both their portable and their console, their current generation portable and console lines at the same time. And I don't think that that's ever been the case. I think what's been interesting is that the portables have always long outlived, sometimes by 2 or 3 console cycles. They've always outlived the consoles. The original Game Boy was the little engine that could for almost a complete, decade and a half. And then you had, different iterations of it, but ultimately, like, you didn't have a non-original Game Boy backward compatible portable until, like, almost 15, years into the Game Boy
3DS.
Yeah. So I think what's going to be interesting, although I've been thinking about it while you guys were talking, the aspect ratio of the screen is kind of widescreen, yeah? So I wonder if you were to turn it on its side, if one of the things they have yet to announce is maybe through Virtual Console, they could do split screen top and bottom games.
Yes.
Oh man, I don't have friends. That's going out the door.
Well, no. I mean, like 2DS, like what you were kind of alluding to, Red, is maybe maybe the 2DS game, maybe the games are compatible in like a 2DS thing. If the screen can do touch, there's no reason why they couldn't have bottom screen be your touch screen, right? And then have a little black bar, right? And then up above have be the top screen.
Yeah. That has been mentioned. I mean, but it's all speculation because nobody knows.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We have to speculate, and so I think that it's a good strategy on Nintendo's part, but at the same time, Dash V mentioned this a couple of episodes back, I think maybe a month or two ago, that they really run the danger right now with a lot of these either no news releases or lackluster news releases of just stuff we already know. They are really, really walking that fine line of like baiting us versus just having us lose interest entirely. Because I'm with T. Pugmire. I could not make it through the video. I had to watch it a couple times before I finally made it through the whole video. It was too long, and I don't mind it being too long. I'll sit through an entire Nintendo Direct, which is one of the longest, most drawn out, in some cases, most boring thing, but I'll stick with it because I know there's going to be some game announcement or there's going to be some nugget of information in there that's worth hanging on for.
There's some payoff somewhere.
Yeah, there's some kind of payoff. There was no payoff in that video whatsoever.
Yeah, it was so it took me a few times because when they announced it the night before, I remember it was hilarious to see that picture of Mario going, "Woo!" And the first thing in my head was, "Are you behind a shower curtain?" And what the heck? And sure enough, the next day, I've seen so many crazy pictures. But when the trailer finally came out, I was like, it didn't catch my attention because all I saw was a bunch of pretty people on rooftops.
Yeah,
and
then
like,
to find out that
and then they leave and go someplace else to go play together. I go, no, that doesn't happen in real life.
Yeah, and then to find out that the game, like the in-game, screens and videos that they were showing were about as real as my chest, was just that was also kind of a letdown, a major letdown. You're like, ooh, that looks like, oh, that's not what it seems to be.
Oh, Skyrim. Oh, wait, that's Skyrim. It's like, okay.
like dang it, Nintendo. I mean, for me, I'll be honest. I love my Sonic. There's a stupid trailer out there of Sonic Project 2017. You could have shown that. That would have made me happy because at least that game is real. and that game is coming to the system.
Absolutely.
But you're showing something fake. You're like, fuck you, I don't want that shit. I want what you're really gonna have on it.
Yes.
Yeah. Brad, that's kind of. I think this is the first time you broke the F-bomb barrier on the show.
Shame on you.
Wow! Congratulations there. I'm getting confused too. Like you have no idea. Like I'm so confused right now for multiple reasons.
Stress.
I'm just so confused right now. What's going on? And what the Nintendo Switch is trying to do, what it's trying to be, what it's going to support. I do think that we will get some solid answers to these, you know. And there's not.
At least said on this date we're going to show it all. We didn't get that. It's like, you know, when the hell are we going to find that out?
Stop teasing me.
I've also heard another report from again somewhere else that I can't find because I can't see. That this is hard. That they're not going to release any more information about this
The rest of the year.
Yeah.
Oh, I hadn't heard that.
Which doesn't make
I had
any
not
bit
heard
of sense. Yeah, that doesn't make any
Yeah, I
sense.
saw
to
on
me.
BB Collect when it said that.
Yeah.
More for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Like, that's stupid. It's coming out in March. Like, January? 2 months?
I think what they're probably worried about, right? But I'm with you guys. I think it's totally stupid. It's stupider than, you know, Sonic on a Nintendo system. But I think that they're probably worried that it's holidays. There's lots of stuff coming up. Why, you know, if they hit it with too much information right now, who generally is the biggest lover of Nintendo? Kids, right? And the parents that want to have a kid-friendly console with a kid-friendly ecosystem of games. If all they're hearing about is this particular system and how great it's going to be and everything, then what is Christmas? Christmas is just.
Oh no! I have a theory behind that.
Go ahead. What's your theory?
There's a lot of commercials announcing World of Nintendo toys. There's this Mario Kart 8 big racer car, electric car. You know the race cars. Right now, to fill in the gap in time for Nintendo Switch, Nintendo's releasing a whole bunch of toys. They've been showing commercials to go out and buy the toys just in time for Christmas. I think this is Nintendo's way of saying, yeah, the Switch isn't ready, but spend all your Christmas money on all these cute little Nintendo toys. That's what they're doing.
I would agree with that. What they have to be careful of is if the kids hear about it now and the kids are all hyped up about it now and the parents hear about it now and they go to the store and it's not there, what they're going to remember is they're going to remember the disappointment. The kid wanted this. I looked everywhere. Nobody had it. It's not even going to exist until after Valentine's Day. What the hell?
But they didn't announce it. They did say at the end of that video, if you watch the whole thing, it said like what, March 2017 or something.
Oh, yeah. But the kids, right? If you're a little kid, all you know is like, hey, look, there's a new Mario. Like you said, I want the Mario. So I think you're right though, Red. I think that you're right that Nintendo would rather focus on, look, we've got this World of Nintendo stuff. We've got the NES Mini. We've got plenty of things for you to enjoy this holiday season. This is just a glimpse of what we're going to have next year, and you'll hear more about it next year. That way, after Christmas, right, after the kids have gotten their NES Mini and all this other stuff.
You want more of your money.
Yeah, exactly. The parents won't be all pissed off, and the kids won't be all depressed that there wasn't a Nintendo Switch underneath the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good deal anyway. I remember when PS4 came out and Xbox One came out, and I remember on the news they were talking about how long it took to upload. Because I mean, you can't just turn it on like the NES or the Sega Genesis back in the day. No, you had to go through all these updates and all this junk, and they were encouraging parents, hey, you know, we recommend you get it ready. By the time they wake up in the morning, it's ready to go.
Like Dash did for Christmas last year. That's what he pretty much did.
Yeah, that's right, Dash. You were telling us that you got out all the consoles like a week or 2 weeks early and applied all the updates and everything like that, and that was just so that your kids could enjoy it. That was pretty.
Oh, I didn't know Dash had multiple kids. I think he had one.
I don't even know who we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought I was Dash V, but I don't recognize myself, so it clearly can't be me.
Well, I've seen some of the toys, and that's really cool. I mean, they're really cute, but you know, it's kind of like, me because I'm older. I don't think I would spend that much money on the rolling Nintendo toys, but they're really pushing the toys because I've been to Walmart, I've been to Kmart here because there's Kmart's here in Virginia, but they have their own huge section of World of Nintendo right next to World of Warcraft and then Pokemon and others. So yeah, Nintendo's really gonna push the toys right now because the Switch is not ready. And I also noticed, and I don't know why, but a lot of the stores here aren't really carrying too many games. Like they're not like ordering them and bringing them in there. I don't know if it's like, oh, like, well, okay, so now I don't see very many 3DS and 2DS games being put on the shelf. Is that a bad sign? Are you doing something, Nintendo, that we don't know? Because I'm not seeing a lot of games being restocked.
Maybe it
So,
sells for the store. Maybe it's just hard to sell them.
yeah, because I was kind of like, should I worry? Should I panic?
But speaking of stores and the games that they have stocked and everything, let's do a segue. Does anybody have any pickups? We were out for about 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
You spent some time in Hawaii, so got quite a nice tan there.
Yes, let's see which pickups I have done. CDI controller, that's about it.
All right, T. Pugware, you picked up another CDI controller. How many does that make so far?
5.
5? Excellent. 500, right?
Yes.
500 CD. You have every variant, right? I think 500 is the total number of controllers that came out for the system. So now you have them all.
Exactly.
Be right back.
Excellent. All right, Red Bearded Gamer is heading out for just a moment. So I guess I'll go over some of my pickups. So I have 2 categories of pickups. I have what I ordered online that arrived at my house while Dash V was out on vacation. Wow, this is getting a little too meta for me. And then I've also got things that I picked up while Dash V was out on vacation.
I don't know.
All right, we'll start out with an interesting thing about being in Hawaii was on the island of Kauai, which is one of the oldest islands in the Hawaiian chain. I believe it's one of the oldest, or maybe I'm just making stuff up. But I believe I heard somewhere that it's the oldest island. There are more chickens on the island than there are actual people.
I saw the Facebook post about that.
There are like 700,000 wild roosters and chickens on that island. They're in the Walmart parking lot. They're in the GameStop parking lot. They're on the beach. They're in the woods and the jungle. They're everywhere. They're standing on your porch, right? It's kind of out of control. But there was no Best Buy on the island. There was only one GameStop on the island, and I went to that GameStop, and there was something interesting that I noticed. The first thing was that the new games were much more expensive than on the mainland. A lot of the titles that you get here for like $40, $50 were, $60 to $65 in this GameStop, which is quite a lot, which makes sense if you think about it. There's probably a lot more people that want the latest games than there are copies of the latest game on the island, right? So price control is one way to kind of, keep things in stock, supply and demand. But what's really interesting is that turns on its head when you start looking at the used game selection. Because if everybody relatively, buys the game at relatively the same time, plays it and gets tired of it at relatively the same time, they're all going back and reselling it or trading it in. And there's not what I noticed anyways, there doesn't really seem to be a strong used market there. And what I'm judging that by is there were a lot of games that I found in this GameStop that you just would not find on the mainland. And you certainly would not find on the mainland for the prices that they were selling at this GameStop. So that was kind of neat. So some of the stuff that I picked up there, I picked up Ratchet and Clank All for One.
Ooh.
This is there's only 2 Ratchet and Clank games for the PS3 that I don't have. This was one of them. I like it because all the Ratchet and Clank games for the PS3 are available in stereoscopic 3D. So if you have a 3D television, which I do, then you can actually play it in 3D, and it looks amazing in 3D. It really looks good. All for One is also 4-player simultaneous couch multiplayer. So really cool. So my son, and my wife. That sounds weird when I'm dressed in drag, but
Lizzie, I didn't think you had a son or a wife.
I know. There's a
Won't
lot.
Sonic get jealous?
There's a lot you don't know about me. I'm telling you. I'm a mystery and a special flower. Another game that I got was Ratchet and Clank for the PS4. The game, based on the movie, based on the game. What's cool is, so this I picked up for $20, which was cheaper than I see it for on Amazon and on eBay. It's running for about $25 to $30 on those respectively. This game, I don't think I mentioned. I got this game for $2.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which was pretty good. I saw that they had on clearance, they had some PS Vita screen guards, which is good because I do have a PS Vita, but I don't have any screen guards. So for $3.97, I think it's worth protecting the OLED screen because I have the original Vita. So it doesn't have any scratches. I'd like to keep it that way. And then this one, I shared this on VG Collect. You all didn't know that Lizzie was on VG Collect, but she totally is. So this game, I'm so excited because this is Resident Evil 5, the Steelbook Collector's Edition. But what's really cool is somebody did their research online and said, hey, you got a mega deal because it's not supposed to contain the Gold Edition, but there it is, the Gold Edition manual and the Gold Edition disc. And then it does have the bonus features disc, which has a lot of behind-the-scenes things. It has a lot of interviews with the folks that made Resident Evil 5, so it's a making of. So this is kind of like a super special edition because this was only supposed to have the normal Resident Evil 5, not the Gold Edition with all the extra content. But it has both the Gold Edition manual and the discs. So, and I got this for $10.
That's good.
So I was pretty happy with that. And then I'm not going to go through all of these other items that I got. I'll just kind of show them all at once. But one of the things that I really got turned on to, I love these. Yeah. What I love about these is
VHS tapes?
No. How many people have heard of Stone Age Gamer?
Yeah, I know the guy.
So Stone Age Gamer, right? Not to be confused with Stoned Ass Gamer. But Stone Age Gamer actually makes a series of cases called BitBox cases.
Okay.
Wow.
You can get prints. You have to buy the prints separately. You can do it all through the Stone Age Gamer website. But they have a separate company that makes prints based on the original manuals. Or on the original box art, rather. And this is like a very, you can see I kind of have a hard time opening it. This is like a very high quality clamshell case.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, and so the game can kind of sit right in there. And then this one, I don't have the manual for this yet. I actually ordered it on eBay, so I'm still waiting for it. But if I go to one of these other ones where I have the manual, you can even buy little manual sleeves that install into it. Cool. So you can have the game, you can have the manual. It's a nice, sturdy plastic. And when you put all these on the shelf next to each other, they look really, really good.
I wish you had shown this. Damn, that goes on the list.
Wow.
How much are they?
Yeah, how much? That's the important question.
It completely depends. So,
they say $1 each.
No, they're definitely not $1 each. But if you're somebody that really wants to have good quality covers that are going to protect your games, these are actually these are more sturdy than the original boxes, and generally speaking, they're cheaper than trying to find the original boxes. They don't have the authenticity, but they definitely look great on the shelf, and they hold up really, really well. The quality of the prints, there is a disclaimer there. Don't let the disclaimer fool you. There is some games that I have. I don't have them readily available, and I'd rather not bend over in this skirt. But but I compared the box art on this to the actual box art of the game, and it's indistinguishable. They do use a high quality printer. The artwork comes out great, but the price, back to your original question, the price is actually based on the quantity that you order. So if you just order one, it's a certain price. I ordered, I think, for about I want to say somewhere between $60 to $80, somewhere in there. I apologize, I can't give a better guesstimate, but somewhere between $60 and $80 got me 10 covers or 10 cases with the box art, with the sleeves for the instructions. So that, you know, it's roughly, I'd say
$7.
about $6-7 a box. Yeah, and that's if you order 10 of them at once. If you order 20 of them, I think the price drops even lower. And I think once you get to like 100 boxes and prints, they don't lower it anymore because you're basically getting it at their cost.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a big giant collection and you want to do it all in one shot, then you know I would say definitely save up and put in the single order. But you know the thing that made it the most expensive was that you pay separately for the shipping of the prints than you do for the shipping of the case because they ship from different places.
Mm-hmm.
But they were both packed incredibly well, so nothing came damaged or bent or anything. I was kind of nervous that they might get damaged, but that was not even remotely the case. They packaged the prints very, very well between cardboard slats. They used a FedEx package, they used a UPS mailer to kind of put them in there, and then they put that inside of it was either a FedEx or a UPS mailer. So
it definitely should be using FedEx. That's all I'm gonna say.
They should be using FedEx. I appreciate you putting in the plug for that, Pugmire.
Mm-hmm.
So those were my pickups. And the games that I picked, you know, I just went through the games that I most wanted to have protected and most wanted to have on display, and I got 10 for that. I do plan to get, because they are a bit on the expensive side, considering that they're cases, right?
Just a bit.
Not as expensive as the legitimate cases, and much better quality. So I think they're totally worth it. But still, I mean, $7 for a holder is $7 for a holder, right?
Oh yeah, if you've got 100 NES games,
Yeah.
So,
If you're turf, you're gonna go broke doing that.
I've got about 50 games that I want to actually give this kind of treatment to. Like I wouldn't waste the money on Heavy Barrel, but I think
dude, Heavy Barrel's awesome.
Definitely worth it. I think Kirby's Adventure, right?
Battletoads deserves it.
Totally worth it. Yeah, the Ninja Gaiden games, right? Totally worth it.
I saw Battletoads.
Yeah, Battletoads.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely worth it. Battletoads came out fantastic. I love this one. This one looks really good. And then, Blaster Master.
Of course.
Nah, that doesn't mean a cover. That just goes on the shelf.
DuckTales 1 and 2. Right. And then the Gremlins. You gotta have Gremlins in the cover. That's just a great cover.
Oh gosh. You know what these remind me of? Those old Disney VHS tape covers.
Yes, don't they? And they're about that quality of the Disney VHS ones. So they're not indestructible by any means. But if you were to take care of these and put these on the shelf and treat them right, your games will be totally fine in there. It's a great way to protect. I'd rather have a printout that I could reorder or re-download and print myself. I'd rather have that get sun faded than have my actual game labels get sun faded. And that's what I don't like about the normal. Well, I'll go get one. Hang on a second.
Woo!
Oh my goodness, right? I'm putting on a show here. So, these are fine in terms of protecting your games, right? From getting dust inside of them. But if I just take one of these games here and I put my game inside and I do it this way so that I can see the label. If I put this out somewhere with direct sunlight, I mean, the colors on this are going to fade over time. And certainly if you've gone into a used game store, you can see the games that they left near the window, they get sun faded. So while I'm not a preservationist by any means, like I want the games out, I want them to be played, I don't want them in like a cardboard box, I feel a lot better being able to enjoy the game art and have the game protected from the elements. So my only complaint is that you can't fit them in the case with the plastic sleeve, but you can fit them in there without. So the thing that you do need to be careful of is, let me see if I can get it right here. What you do need to be careful of is if you have, I have hair in my mouth. My goodness.
I'm such a girl.
I know, girl problems, right? So Red, you're so lucky you don't have these problems.
I know.
So you got to be careful if there's been any damage to the upper label, because there are some areas here that could kind of catch on a label that's already peeling up. So that's really the only complaint that I have about it, is that you would have to be careful of a couple of spots in there where, you know, if you've got some damage to the upper part of the label, putting it in the case might cause a little bit more damage. But if your labels are all nice and intact, you got nothing to worry about, and it's better sun protection than this.
There you go.
Do they fit other games like Super Nintendo or?
They have cases for Super Nintendo, yes. The other thing to note is that they do. Oh, and I just threw it down there. Where did it go?
No.
Where did it go? I lost it. I totally lost it. Oh my goodness. I have no idea where that went. I have no idea. Anyway, they do have those plastic sleeves that have the Nintendo logo across the front. So, and those I think are about $1 or $2 a piece, which is pretty affordable. So if you just want to have authentic NES sleeves, you know, you can get several of those rather cheaply, and you can actually choose whether or not you want them with or without the Nintendo logo.
Cool.
So you can go totally original, legit, and old school, or you can go new hipster, old school, as you know, Dash V was lamenting earlier.
Well, do they also support the Sega Genesis? Like, well, I know the Sega Genesis had those kind of covers, but they break because they were kind of cheap plastic sometimes.
They can get crushed. Yeah, they can definitely get crushed. I did order some of those also from Stone Age Gamer, just so that I had them. Most of the ones that I have did not have the Nintendo logo, and I'm kind of particular. Like I wanted the Nintendo logo on there. So so I've got a whole bunch now that don't have a Nintendo logo, including one that's lost somewhere in my room right now that I'll have to, you know, find later. But yeah, I was worried that they'd get crushed in the shipping, but Stone Age Gamer packed them really well. Everything from Stone Age Gamer was packed as if it was packed by a collector. So I can't speak more highly of their shipping and handling. Well, their packing anyway.
Yeah.
So, any other pickups? Anybody else have anything? Lizzie?
Well, I have some, yes. I'm not sure if I showed
them. Oh, I
them
apologize. I
2
mean,
weeks ago.
Red. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm not sure if I showed them 2 weeks ago, but Toys R Us is carrying these beautiful little, it's the 25th anniversary editions. This is Sonic and Tails, and it's got a old comic. It's got number 25 back there. So these are for the 25th anniversary. They have Sonic and Tails, and they also have Sonic and Knuckles. And these will never come out of the box. They will stay in there forever.
They're captive in there forever. What else did you get? Those are really great pickups. I am so jealous. I want those. I heart them so much.
Well, you can get them at Toys R Us or Amazon. Also, I'm going to a convention in a couple weeks. NecoCon over here in Virginia. Sadly, my Sonic shoes got completely destroyed because that's the price you pay when you walk around acid in New York City. New York subways, New York streets.
Walk around in acid in New York City?
That's basically what the streets are in New York.
Ah, okay.
So your cosplay shoes get destroyed. So I made brand new Sonic shoes for my cosplay.
That's great.
Oh yeah, I make these myself. So even though they do get damaged after a convention, they're very well. I'm an expert now, so I just remake them, replace them. But yeah, I just made some new Sonic shoes for my cosplay in a couple weeks. And I do have another pickup. It's not here, but Loot Crate sent me an email, and I'm getting my Loot Gaming Crate in about a couple weeks. And I'm really happy because Sonic the Hedgehog and Legend of Zelda are actually in the package.
Really?
Nice.
Yes, along with Overwatch and Titanfall, but I don't care much for those two things, so I'm gonna give it to my guy friend, and he can have them. I'm gonna keep Sonic and Link or Zelda, whoever's in the box.
Jeremy, I did not know that you had a guy friend or a boyfriend.
Ooh.
Are you allowed to say on the show?
No.
Okay. We
What's
know
his
that.
name?
What?
All
I
right.
won't
I
That is
have no
okay.
idea if your game was at
We
the
won't put Red on the spot. It is okay. It's okay. This is a safe space. You're in a safe space.
Well, I got a couple pickups.
What were
as
your
well.
pickups, Dash?
So I would say, so I recently, in the last couple months, started getting into Famicom games, and slowly, but I came
Wanted to see what it
across.
was like on the other side. Huh?
So I came across this lot on eBay, and it was 5 games, all common games, nothing. But I got them for $15 shipped, which is pretty good. So that's like, So I got Donkey Kong. You see this? Okay.
Nice.
Up a little bit farther.
I can't see, so I don't know. Donkey
There
Kong.
we go. That's perfect.
Donkey Kong Jr.
I want to get that looked at, Dashby.
Duck Hunt.
Duck Hunt?
Pinball. I forgot what I had.
It's pretty good.
And Load Runner.
Blow
So-
Runner?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
now,
Load-
are each one of those legitimate games? Because I'm noticing
Yes.
only one of those actually had cover art.
yeah. So the original, as I understand it, the original releases of most of the games, except, it's kind of like the black boxes we had here in America.
Mhm.
The original versions had kind of that pulse line thing going across them for the first party games. So, my Donkey Kong Jr., and Pinball all have that same label. They did release them later with pictures on them.
Mhm.
As far as I can tell, Duck Hunt only has the one release. I don't know for sure. And then the third party games, they can do whatever, as you know. So Load Runner has its own weird label. But yeah, I got them because I don't have, there's 3 of the games I don't have the Donkey Kongs or Pinball on the NES. So I've always kind of wanted them, never had them. I thought, well, hell, I can get 5 games for super cheap. 3 of them I don't even have. So
Yeah, and those are games that don't really, it doesn't hurt you any to have the Japanese version of those games. There's not any real English text that's
Yeah.
necessary in those
well,
games.
and that was the other thing, is I wanted to see maybe there was some sort of like a Japanese title screen, maybe it's just some subtle difference. The exact same thing. I was kind of disappointed in that. I was like, oh, nah, whatever, But yeah, so
Ooh.
I'm slowly building my Famicom collection.
There you go.
Mhm. Oh, shit. Awesome.
T. Pugmire, any pickups?
0.
You
I got
picked
some
up,
game.
picked up a few
coming
more
in.
gray hairs in the beard, right?
Yes, a little more. I got some GameCube games coming in, but they should be here next week.
Oh, no.
Excellent. What? Any spoilers? What GameCube games?
2 different friends within the last couple of days, like, I'm giving them all GameCubes. What's your address? So we'll see what they send me.
I was at the thrift store today. We're getting toward the end, so I'll break character. I was at the thrift store today, and obviously there's a lot of coordination and collaboration that went on behind the scenes before this particular show. But I saw a GameCube that they wanted like $30, and it was just the GameCube itself.
No wires.
Like there's no wires, no hookups. The GameCube itself was kind of beat up, and so I was there. I was picking up the wig and the Hello Kitty ears, and I saw that, and I'm like, oh, nuh-uh. And then I went to Goodwill, to find a nice skirt and top here, and like they didn't really have anything there. I was kind of disappointed. Usually I can find some good stuff at these thrift stores. But I did notice that when you're picking up items to dress like a woman, there are degrees of inconspicuousness that you can enjoy that rapidly degrade. You get the blue hair, nobody bats an eyelash. No suspicions, nothing, right? You get the glasses, again, nobody's asking any questions, right? You pick up some lipstick, right? Now they're thinking, okay, he's probably, and I picked all these up separately, right? So I picked up the glasses at Goodwill. I picked up the hair and the kitty ears. I picked those up at Savers, which is another thrift store. I picked up the lipstick at Rite Aid. I think Rite Aid. It might have been somewhere different. It was some pharmacy. Maybe it was a CVS. And then I picked up the skirt, and the bra. I think at a different Goodwill. There's no way as a dude that you can
justify it.
rig off a skirt, a leopard print skirt and a black bra, without any kind of chuckle or head scratching, especially when both items are clearly your size. But that was everything else you can get away with. I just want anybody else that's thinking of like cross-dressing, just so that the skirt and bra are going to be probably the hardest part. If you can get through that part, you're home free.
Oh, I don't know. I've done cosplaying. So
You've done a gender bender cosplay?
well, yeah.
Which one have you done?
Besides Sonic the Hedgehog, because it's a girl cosplaying Sonic.
Yep.
I've done
Although Sonic is kind of androgynous, right?
Yeah. But Orange Host Club, if you watch the anime, it's a girl who is dressing up as a guy.
Okay.
Even though she's really a girl.
Gotcha.
She has to pretend she's a guy. So she's got to dress up as a guy, pretend she's a guy. Because
So it's
everyone
like
saw
Mulan.
her. Yeah. Kind of like Mulan. But it's an awesome anime, by the way. I've seen other things where it's a guy, a girl dressing up as a guy, pretending to be a girl. It's like, okay, that got confusing.
So Red and or Lizzie, whichever you want to go by at this point. What were some of the particular challenges? Tell us a bit about your ensemble.
Well, when I had to cosplay as a guy, the hardest thing is how to flatten this and kind of hide your butt a little bit, because
How to flatten this?
yeah, how do I flatten that? Because I got them.
That can be a challenge, right? That can be definitely a challenge.
Well, from what I was told is don't use duct tape because that's gonna hurt. But there's special kind of medical tape you can use and just cover it up and make it flat as you can be. So it looks like you got a chest, nice sexy chest.
Well,
And then you can put stuff on it.
I guess what I meant was your ensemble for tonight.
Oh no! Oh, I thought you meant in general.
You didn't have to tuck and tape for tonight, did you?
No.
Okay.
No. I went to Kmart because they have Kmart's here. I got the reddish lip liner. I got 3 different shades of lip liner in here. And I drew on the beard because for some reason I couldn't find any beards because it's only a few days before Halloween. So there is not very much in stores right now. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to waste my time looking for a beard, so I'm just going to draw it on.
Judges would have also accepted like a duct taped red washcloth or something.
Yeah, but to be honest, it wouldn't stay on.
No, I gotcha. So how did I do on the glasses?
I think you did great.
Thank you very much. So Team Pugmire or the real red bearded gamer. What about you? What was it like trying to be the Pugmire?
It's amazing. I might impersonate him more often.
I gotta say, I'm liking the the peppered, the salt and peppered.
I might keep it. I might have to do it for real from now on.
That's pretty cool. And then like the hat. The hat is pretty good.
Yeah, this is my Packer 45, Super Bowl 45 one. These are my actual glasses from when I was in high school.
Nice.
And I just bought some Halloween paint and just put it in there, and it worked out. And I actually had to shave too.
That's pretty cool. So did you get any phone numbers so far with the new look?
Oh yeah, chicks did the salt and pepper look.
I'm telling you, I think Miss Pugmire can definitely attest to that. Although
I sent her a picture already, and she loved it. She thinks it's funny.
I imagine. Watch out the real Tyler Pugmire. You're gonna have to be careful. I have to be careful because the real Donald Trump has said wow, and he's standing outside. I'm afraid he's gonna grab me when I
Too soon.
So the real Tyler Pugmire.
Yes.
also posing as Dash V. Like, what's it like being Dash V?
It's very blurry. You can't see anything. No, I mean, I just, all I had to do was buy a hat and shave into a little goatee, And
Yeah, Lori was complaining about
Although
that.
I don't have that many grays in my goatee, my friend.
I know, I tried. I was like, I got it done, and I was like, I'm too great. Shit. Oh, well. That was
Too
about
late.
this. Yeah,
Too late.
it was like
Yeah.
5 minutes before the show, and I'm like,
You could have gotten charcoal, right, and just done like.
yeah, go outside, rub it in the dirt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
it was just a hat.
How's the jacket? Is it warm as heck with the
It's
jacket?
hot. Mm-hmm. Very.
Yeah, I do have to say I feel without having usually I have the jacket, and I don't this time. I feel a little bit exposed, I guess. But and then the the hat. I do miss the hat. The ears are nice, but they're not the hat. So I don't know. Maybe the ears will make a comeback sometime. Folks, you can vote about it, right? Let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know down in the doodly doo. Should I wear the ears again?
I say yes.
Oh, hey, I'm going to toss in one more thing before we
Go
leave.
ahead.
If you're still playing Pokemon Go, it is Halloween time. They are only doing Halloween-based characters right now. From
Yeah, it's double
today,
candy too,
November
right?
26th, until November 1st, it's all Halloween-based, like Ghost Pokemon, the Hypno one, and all those.
Oh wow! Are these
Cubone, all those.
Are these legit Pokemons that had that theme, or are they?
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, if you
So if you
transfer
catch
candy,
them,
you're gonna get 2 instead of 1.
If you catch them, do they stay as the ghost Pokemon after
Yeah,
Halloween?
yeah.
Or just revert to like a normal Pokemon?
No. They
Ghastly Hunter and Gengar are actual ghost Pokemon.
Oh
Yeah.
wow!
Yeah, it's just to go with the theme, and if you transfer any, the professor will give you 2 candies instead of just 1. But it's only for this Halloween time, so if
Gotcha.
you're gonna play, go outside, go play. Hang
So-
out after you stop.
So not Fighter Pilot. How many of these Halloween Pokemons have you captured?
What? Who?
Jeremy there. How many?
The real one?
Pokemon? How many of the Pokemon have you captured?
Oh, they shut down that program, so I can't cheat anymore.
Oh,
Ooh.
these things. These
I
things.
just checked right now. There's no ghost Pokemon in my area.
Well, something just came up for me. Oh, look who I got! In your face.
Who is that?
Cubone in the area.
No, not Cubone. Come here, you little
I have
sucker.
Cubones in the area. Oh, Hunter.
In your face.
Oh, Hunter. There we go.
I can't see what's going on.
604.
I can see it. I don't understand it any better.
Anyway, before we go, a special shout out to the Game Grinder Church. He got engaged this weekend.
Yes, he did.
Yay! Awesome.
Congratulations, Game Grinder. We're gonna be so happy together.
If you need a best man,
Oh wait, no, he didn't get engaged to me. I'm just kidding, guys. So seriously, congratulations to Church. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
and remember, if you need a best man, I'll even keep the gray.
Yeah, if you need a best man dressed as
Maid
a
of honor.
woman, this is probably the only time I'll ever do this.
He said probably, so maybe.
I did say probably. I kind of, I'm like Nintendo. I need to, I will only announce other times after this year. I will not announce another time this year that this will happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, Dash, I guess it's time for you to close out the show, huh?
I guess so. If you had your opinions on the Switch, or you want to talk about our costumes or whatever, drop us a line in the doodly-doo, and we will see you next week with another exciting show about something. I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.